You already know, baby. Live and direct, baby. Come on. What's going on with y'all? Some of my good people. Yeah, let's get it popping on a Monday afternoon. We here to bring you all that real hip hop. Lush World, we in full effects. Y'all know the energy. We not taking no shows. We not stopping for nobody. We run it up. I run it up. Come on, come on, come on. What's the deal, everybody? We out here. Hope y'all feeling good. Hope y'all ready to chop it up and analyze these bars. All constituents, please report to the building. We going crazy. It's time to talk about some real hip hop. It's what they not talking about. It's what's getting ignored. What's going on with y'all? It's that time, baby. Lush Uno in full effect, running it up. Y'all know the energy. Come on, come on. Hope everybody's doing well. All my constituents, come on. Drop your cocaine bot emojis in the chat. We gonna chop some game. Easy call. Easy call. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon in the San Fernando Valley. A lot going on in the world of hip hop. A lot going on in general. First of all, like before we get into the hip hop, yeah, Francis in the building. My boy React in the building. HB, everybody, come on, go crazy. Go crazy. We got Ralph Sinatra in the cut. That's a scary sight. You know, we got honey packs on deck for all the fly ladies that pop up. Cause we gonna make something pop up. Go to royaltyhoneyusa.com. Discount code LUSHUNO. All one word, no caps. I mean, yeah, one word, all caps, but there's no cap. That's royaltyhoneyusa.com. Discount code Lush Uno, LUSHUNO. One word, all caps. And that's what you got to do to get blessed in the Honey Pack gang. It's really quite simple. You want that 20% discount? Buy you some. Be about it. You feel me? Oh, I see some truck emojis in the chat for Big Rick. Big Rick is somewhere heating up some tamales. There you go. We got Big Rick in the building. Going stupid. He got the homemade tamales on deck that his Tia made. Oh, they want to know a Scribble story. We got all kinds of. We might be able to drop some Scribble Jam memorabilia. Lush World going crazy. Not only that, but there's so much going on in the world of hip hop, and I think that we need to, once we get a few more people in here, we gonna go crazy. We gonna run it up. All right, we gonna go crazy, and we gonna chop it up, and really analyze the situation from a bar perspective, from a skill perspective, from a real hip-hop perspective. A lot of people having this conversation, and it's great. This is the energy we need in the culture right now, but a lot of people aren't equipped to really analyze all the nuances and break it down and let people know what's really going on. There's so many people trying to discuss this, but they're really not capable of doing it. And then on top of that, there's a lot of major outlets that aren't even covering it. So we're going to cover the real hip hop. That's what we're doing. We're going to make this a regular thing too. Oh, we got Stephanie in the building, running it up, going crazy with it. Yeah, we're going to get right into this very, very soon. With that being said, are y'all aware, outside of hip hop, something I want to touch on? Pause. Did y'all hear that there are hordes, or what do you call, is it a cluster? Is it a horde? Is it a school? Is it a pack of orca whales all across the world? Orca whales are launching orchestrated attacks on boats, human boats. Remember, the moniker that orcas have had for years is killer whales, and they're living up to that name, and it's an amazing thing to see. Apparently, what happened, you can look this up. This is a real story, and I'm fascinated by it. Anybody that knows me knows that I love animal animals. I'm a nature boy like Ric Flair. I'm obsessed with animals, and really big on orcas. R.I.P. to my homeboy Tillicum. He was a real one. R.I.P. Tillicum. Y'all know what it is. Tillicum gang or don't bang. There was apparently one female orca was hit by a ship, and now over the course of the past 3 years, when there hadn't been any reported for decades prior, there's been an influx of attacks, orchestrated attacks on boats, on not just one ocean, but in different oceans, in the Atlantic as well as the Pacific. The Pacific, just to be specific. And it's not just killer whales, but dolphins are joining in. This is now a trans-species mutiny of the whales going at ships. They've actually sunk, like it's either 5 or 10 ships have been fully submerged and sunk by the orcas. One such attack happened in a harbor off the coast of New England near Massachusetts. Another in the Monterey Bay area in Northern California. Not only are these on opposite sides of the country, in opposite oceans, these are both regions where there are very infrequent orca sightings. The orcas are going crazy in these two areas that are completely unrelated. How is that like a thing? How is that going on? With that being said, I would like to go on record and say I am showing solidarity with my orca brothers. Stick it to the man, power to the people. We gon' make it. The whales are going to get theirs. All of y'all humans, this is for, they're doing this for Tillicum. They're doing this for old girl that got hit by the boat. They're doing this for all of the people off the coast of Alaska that are sending harpoons and Scud missiles and sinking colonies of whales and eating their blubber and all that. We fighting back. Dolphin emojis in the chat if you riding with the orcas. We not having it. We not playing, all right? Come on. Dolphin emojis, whale emojis, whatever species you rocking with. If you on the human side, I'd love to hear that too. But this is for the damn orcas. Let's go crazy. With that being said, time to get into some real hip hop. Let's see. I want to know y'all opinion, but I know because I already listened to the diss tracks, so I know what I think about it. Shout out to my boy Never Lack in the building. $5 from my boy NF. I ain't caught a live in a while. I'm still messing with Lush World and the constituents, though. We appreciate you. We always here. We gonna continue to push the line, and you always welcome here, NF. Appreciate you and the support. It means a great deal. The fish are not playing. We not playing at all right? And I wonder if there's a way. How can humans negotiate? How can human beings negotiate with the orcas to try to come to some type of, come to some type of agreement? Now, okay, let's get into it. It's about that time. Pusha T versus Jim Jones. I first addressed this some months back when Jim made a comment saying basically, when I think it was the 40 greatest rappers of all time list came out, Jim Jones made a comment stating, ain't nobody listening to Pusha T. He does not deserve a spot on the list. I laid out my opinion pretty concisely and firmly back then. Pusha is a significantly better rapper than Jim Jones. From a technically sound perspective, from a catalog perspective, just there's no real categories where I can say that Jim has an edge on Pusha. Pusha's been consistently, since he came out with the clips, we're not even going to count The Funeral, which was the first clips release, I think in 1998, 99. But since the clips really dropped in 2002 to now, Pusha T's been consistently one of the best rappers in the game. The catalog from Lord Willin', Hell Hath No Fury, all of the subsequent releases, all the Got It For Cheap mixtape series, Pusha's been crazy consistent. I'm a huge fan of the genre of coke rap. Big coke rap fan. Both of these guys come from that cloth. Jim, we first heard on Cameron's, was it the SDE album? I believe it was Cam's second. He might have been on the first Cam album. He was definitely on the second one. And we've seen him, like he went from being just a charismatic character that kind of had a hard time distinguishing himself from the plethora of coke and ringtone rap of the early 2000s to being the most consistent music maker in Dipset over the past 15 years. Since Cam took his foot off the gas and Juelz, got locked up and all these other unfortunate things happened, Jim's really carried the torch and has done his thing. He's made really, really good, consistent music over the past several years. However, to me, Pusha, he's really been in that conversation. He's been in that conversation. When it comes to their beefs that they've had, well, Jim had a beef with Jay-Z over the We Fly High single when Jay-Z was was running Def Jam, and they had their little back and forth over that. Kind of left a lot to be desired. Nothing really came from that. Obviously, Jim and Max B entrenched in hella beef for years. We know how that turned out. Pusha, on the other hand, went back and forth with Wayne. Went back and forth with Drake. No, let's call it like it is. Pusha annihilated Drake. And y'all know my relationship with Drake. I function with Drake. We only got to hear Duppy. We never got to hear the real Drake diss track. But we never really got to see what that looked like. However, he went crazy on him. And we know that Pusha is skilled in the art of war. We know what he's capable of in the context of a diss track. Hold on, let me share the live one time for the culture. I ain't even shared this for people. See if we could get some more heads in here before we get into it. Pusha T, Jim Jones, diss reaction live on Lush World. Appreciate y'all. We will be clipping this as well afterwards so we could really break it down and let y'all know what we think. I would love to hear y'all opinions as well. Been rough for Dipset since the whole annihilation by the Locks, which disappointed me. I was someone pushing the Dips line. I thought the Dips music had aged significantly better. That was a gross miscalculation on my behalf. I'm rarely wrong when it comes to this hip hop shit, but when I am, I will take accountability. And the Locks really, really woke my game up. Diss track reaction, boom. Tune in, blow. About to post this on my little story right quick. Hope everybody doing good. Like, share, subscribe, run it up. You feel me? If you got a super chat, Dono, shoot it, and I will address whatever y'all talking about. There is no nation like donation. However, it's free to hit that like button. And since I know it's about to be the beginning of the third quarter, a lot of people tightening them belts. It's all good. Take some weight off your Gucci buckle. Don't worry about a damn thing and just hit that like button, baby, because it's free. I appreciate y'all. Much love. Hope everybody's doing well. We ain't worried about nothing but this real hip hop, and we gonna break it down like only we can on Lush World. That's what we do. We discuss the real hip hop. We let them know that we got a few other topics as well. Boom. Live now. And let's see what everybody talking about. Appreciate all of y'all constituents tuning in on a Monday afternoon. I know there's several places y'all could be, and I'm honored and grateful that you are choosing to spend your time with me, with us, with the squad at Lush World. Come on. All right. Boom. with that being said, let's get into it. So we gotta, them going back and forth. My initial react, so the first person that dropped the diss was Pusha. So let's take a listen.
Get a game from the war
and hear how that goes. I'm about to be reacting. Official Lush Uno reaction. Going crazy. Now, keep in mind, this song, which is actually a snippet of a new Clips record. Clips, one of my favorite groups, one of the greatest duos in hip hop history. Huge Dipset fan, huge Clips fan. It's a new Clips record. It's a snippet from a new Clips record released at Paris Fashion Week at the Louis Vuitton runway show. This is the exclusive, I don't know, whatever, winter 2024 Louis Vuitton line being debuted. Imagine having your record debuted in that context. So we got to keep all these variables in mind. Let's take a look at it. For those saying that Dipset had, my boy said Dipset got nursery rhymes and were never looked at as lyrical. You are out your damn mind and you are looking things at a very cursory level. That is absolutely not true, especially when you start talking about the J.R. Writers, the Hell Rels. I mean, look at records like I Am Crack by Joel Santana, Shadas by Joel Santana, Dipset Anthem, all their freestyles. You are completely wrong. And if that's all you can discern from it, you have no real sense of nuance. That's completely false. What Dipset did was bring the Dirty South bounce to New York and help change the entire sonic tapestry of hip hop culture while being as New York as possible. Get out of here, man. With that being said, Pusha, let's hear what you got to say. All these white people are like, what's cracking? All these old rich ass people. Yo, that shit's hard right there. I'm rocking with that Louis jacket right there.
You run from the spirit of repossession. Too much enamel covers your necklace.
You run from the spirit of wait, hold on. Too much enamel covers your necklace.
You run from the spirit of repossession.
Ooh.
Too much enamel covers your necklace.
Ooh.
I buy bitches, you buy them sections. You buy watches, I buy collections.
So far he talking. Push it out the gate. That flow, razor sharp as ever.
Misery's fueling your aggression. Jealousy's turned into obsession. Reality TV is mud wrestling.
People saying they can't hear it, bro.
Turn the volume up.
Turn the volume up. Number 3 or what? Oh, on the remote. That's crazy because I hear that shit clear as day in my damn headphones.
I checks I know better than.
All right, is this better?
My nigga, ice my bitch. Beat the system with chains and
Let's go, Push.
you run from the spirit of repossession. Too much enamel covers your necklace. I buy bitches, you buy them sections. You buy watches, I buy collections.
I buy bitches, you buy up sections. You buy watches, I buy collections. Basically, Jimmy, there's levels to this shit.
Misery's fueling your aggression. Jealousy's turned into obsession. Reality TV is mud wrestling. Some sign checks I know better than.
So the reality TV is mud wrestling, obviously a love in hip hop, and just like a whole dig. They're all really subtle digs. He's not calling him out by name. He's letting him know what time it is.
Beware of my name that there's delicate. You know I know where you're delicate. Crush you to pieces, I hum a breath of it. I will close your heaven for the hell of it.
Okay, I have a problem with that bar. And this is the MC in me. I will close your heaven just for the hell of it. How do you close heaven? That doesn't make sense. $5 from Code, mad respect from Philly. Shouts to Illa Def, all the sections. Illa Def in the building. How do you close your close heaven's gates just for the hell of it? Shut you out of heaven just for the hell of it. He could have said that in a way better way. Close your heaven. Now I know I'm splitting hairs, but come on. When we're on this level, you got to do a little bit better.
You think it'd be valor amongst veterans? I'm watching your fame escape relevance. We all in
Ooh, that's cold.
amongst veterans. I'm watching your fame escape relevance.
I'm watching your fame escape relevance. That's the cerebral, deep cutting, surgical Pusha T. You gotta love it.
We all in the room, but he's relevant. You chasing a feature out of your element. And those lab diamonds under inspection.
You facing a feature. You're chasing a feature out of your element. Come on, bro.
We all in the room, but he's relevant. You chasing a feature out of your element. And those lab diamonds under inspection.
Those lab diamonds under inspection. He's got too much enamel on his jewelry. He's going off.
The question marks block your blessings. It's no tombstone.
The question marks block your blessings. He's really fucking talking right now, bro.
It's in the desert. I know by now you get the message.
Okay. He's out the gate. He's out the gate spazzing.
Beat the system with chains and whips. It don't take much to put two and two.
Now, okay. That was Pusha's verse. Now we got Malice. All right. It's always no Malice now. I miss that 1-2 punch. Pusha and Malice, the brothers, you feel me? And to hear them on wax again, that unmistakable vocal texture that Malice brings. I know he's probably not even taking no shots at Jim, because especially now he don't get down like that. But it's dope to hear his verse. We'll slap his verse regardless.
Your lucky streak is now losing you. Money's dried up like a cuticle. The gas now, it's beautiful. John 10, that's my usual. Mamas is falling out in funerals.
Yup.
And bomb and blow, they now viewing you. They never find the guns, but the sewers do.
They never find the guns, but the sewers do. Ooh.
What was weird about?
Wow. That shit was hard. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't gonna lie. With that being said, let's see what Jimmy got to say. Now, just keep in mind, you could either use the environments of where the battle, of where they're choosing to release it now. Like, keep in mind, they're talking big money shit, right? They're talking big money shit. But they're talking big money shit. So, but they're also talking street shit. Jim's going to obviously come from a more street perspective, but does he really have a choice? Because is he really swinging from the same tees as Pusha? I feel like Pusha is in a higher echelon of the game. I mean, Pusha has complete albums produced entirely by the Neptunes. He has albums completely produced by Kanye. He's one of the most decorated artists of the past 20 years. Easily. So, but him doing this, debuting it at a Louis Vuitton fashion show at Paris Fashion Week, you could either you say that's a plus, and Jim, you're about to see, he's doing it in front of a rat-infested bodega in the streets of Harlem, where there's like adjacent homeless in all directions. Does that make him more authentic, or is he losing that big money talk war? I don't know. It depends on your perspective. It's kind of like a Jay-Z Nas type of thing, a David and Goliath type of thing. Something else that I want to point out, people oftentimes refer to Pusha T as a Southern MC because he's from Virginia Beach. To me, from a hip-hop perspective, beyond geographical, the Mid-Atlantic, the DMV area, Maryland, DC, Virginia, that is the East Coast. It's the Mid-Atlantic. It's not from a perspective of hip hop, the South. They rap more like Northeast rappers. They sound more like Philly rappers with a touch of New York, and they're more in that vein than they are. I mean, they don't sound like Pastor Troy. They don't sound like Outkast. They don't, you know what I mean? They don't sound like Goody Mob. They don't sound like T.I. They don't sound like Young Thug. They're in a much different category. The Clips, Pusha T, I put them in the same geographical category as Fat Trail, as Reed Dollaz, The Roots, all the Philly rappers, Meek. They're all in that same vein. They're East Coast, as far as I'm concerned. Someone said that Jim got more style than Pusha. I don't know if that's true. I don't really know if that's true, to be honest with you. Style as far as what? Like, does he dress better? Maybe. But I don't think he definitely doesn't have a better flow. He doesn't have a better voice, doesn't have better delivery, doesn't have a better cadence. From a technical hip hop perspective, he is definitely not superior to Push in any category as far as that goes. Style, you can say he's more fun. They're both in kind of the same vein. I would say, to a degree, you could say Jim's music might have a little bit more substance of late. Because, let's face it, these dudes are 50 years old still talking about fucking selling crack. And at a certain point, that gets repetitive. But, look, I'm a huge Coke rap fan, and I will always enjoy real dope dealer street talk. It's something I'm always going to rock with. Everybody, like, share, subscribe, run it up. I appreciate the constituents in the building going crazy. Lush World Ganger, don't bang. Y'all know what it is, baby. We going up in here. We going up. There's so many things y'all could be doing, and y'all choosing to rock with me. And for that, I am eternally grateful. So let's get into Jim Jones's response. As I said, he is literally, you could smell the hypodermic needles and fentanyl in the air. You could smell the chopped cheese straight out the bodega. This is Harlem. You gotta love it. You gotta respect it. Let's see what kind of shit he's talking. He got the same beat too, which is a, you feel me? I love it. This is the energy we need in hip hop culture. Come on. Snowbot emojis in the chat. Run it up.
I'm kind of disappointed. Shit, I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of disappointed, nigga. But listen, before you drop that, before you drop this shit, let me give you some inspiration, because you lacking, hold on.
Okay. Jim Jones, step into the mic. I love this energy right now.
This shit was trash, we gonna let them get a do-over. They got some gas, you must think that you the new Hova. You're a 4.0, nigga, I jumped in a new Rover. Your brother still jumping in bed and you tell him move over.
Okay. The bars, I'm loving it. He's coming direct. He's coming right at his neck. However, do y'all hear the difference in precision in the flow? How much do we want to emphasize flow and delivery in a diss track? Obviously, bars are the most important. Nas's flow on Ether at moments was a little bit behind the beat, left a little bit to be desired, but he was coming on helmets, pause, so fucking hard that it kind of carried. But I love just the confidence, just the whole steez that Push is coming with. Jimmy's forcing syllables out the gate.
These two road niggas don't know what to do on no raid. Kanye gave you whips, but that's what they do to the slaves. I'm trying to act bad, but we ain't doing.
Kanye gave you whips, but that's what they do to the slaves is crazy.
I really have bombs on the block. It's like I threw a grenade. You need. Don't got no time to be concerned with no watch you got. You never been uptown, but I work up by the poppy spot.
Okay, so there he goes. This is the angle Jim needs to come with. He's coming directly at now it's going to be, I'm more hood than you. You ain't really been outside. And there's been a lot of as authentic and real and realistic and cinematic as Push's Coke bars are, there's been some question to the authenticity of them over the years. And he even admitted it was really Malice that was the one selling dope, and he kind of tried to keep him out the game as much as possible. But
Trying to get illusions when you run up in the Aki spot. About 5,000 miles and turn around and get a choppy chop. Spent 500,000 down in my spot. I got a $500,000 car with the bras on top.
okay, now when you start talking about the money shit, this is where you're gonna sound like I can't talk money shit with Drake. I can't talk money shit with Hov. I'm gonna sound retarded. I can't talk money shit with a lot of people. And when you start doing things that are outside of your caliber, it's going to make you look some type of way. And that's low key what we see going on right here. Once you start bringing that up, look, I'm going to break down my overall assessment at the end, but I'm going to keep it a stack on what I'm seeing.
Now fuck the flowers, we got roses with the stars on top. I make a toast with my jewels like a mazel top.
Fuck the flowers, we got roses with the jewels on top. I mean, fuck the flowers, we got roses with the stars on top is crazy. And if you know about the Rolls Royce Dawn and all that with the stars on the roof, come on.
My name is my name, but they ain't screaming yet. They talking about the rapper came, but we ain't seen it yet.
Name dropping his albums, name dropping them Pusha albums. Kind of like good wordplay. Very technically, but it's just like the flow's a little bit fast. It takes some getting used to. Once you get used to it, it works, but out the gate it's a little bit different. $2 from Faded Fools, new setup, watching on a dirty ride, DTLA to 818. Hey, stay safe out there, Faded Fools. All right, you got this.
We got the switches on that bitches, your whole team get wet. Let me chill, cause I don't wanna get my team upset. The only beef you know, nigga, is all these other Big Mac. You know, we drive by in the car with a Big Mac. The last shit you dropped, that shit was gone.
Big Mac, talking about a Big Mac. And how many bars have we heard? I got a Big Mac and that shit's supersized. I don't know, a little bit repetitive wordplay.
Take that shit back. You got your brother out there, but you try to bring the clips back.
Yep, you do got his brother out. He is trying to bring the clips back.
Talk about your brother, what happened to that boy? It's looking like they was selling crack to that boy.
Now that was hard. That was hard. And Jim, one of the ad-lib kings, 2 for 5 right after selling crack to that boy is stupid. I fucks with that heavy.
Talking about your brother, what happened to that boy? It's looking like they was selling crack to that boy. Really though,
2 for 5s. Yo, that's a crazy ad-lib. Let's go. Jim could win this battle on ad-libs alone. Let's keep it a stack.
For the jokes is how niggas get embarrassed. Really got the money, I catch you niggas out in Paris like
I would like to see them catch the fade on the Champs-Elysees in the streets of Paris. That'd be kind of crazy.
It's like Rupert, they hit you niggas out in Dallas. Y'all be just the kind of way, man. You really need a status. We all know what you.
Hey, but Jim, did she let me touch it in Miami though?
Identify with plus you kind of start a dress, nigga. You been a fly bitch. And then he said that I was really facing the feature. Nigga's a gorilla because he got some apes in his features. All my gorillas got.
I'm not gonna touch that one. I'm sorry, but come on, Jimmy.
I had these apes come and meet you. I put these billies on a jet to pick a place there, meet you, nigga.
The 9 tray ad-lib is crazy too.
But my juice, that was a cheap shot. And these is all VVS, these ain't the cheap rocks. I don't know if you're a rapper, I said treat you like a street hop. I know the top 50 list, that was a
Yeah, how much better has Jim gotten? Let's just take a second to acknowledge. Pusha stayed at a very high level consistently for a long time, but Jim has gotten so much better over the years. Steady improvement.
I can imagine what you're going through. I mean, you know.
Okay. Ooh. Rick, you heard those diss tracks?
Which ones?
The ones that I just played?
I heard the music going, but I didn't really hear the lyrics.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm zoned out.
Okay. What I think is going on is this. Jim fell directly into Push's trap. This was clearly the bait. That was clearly the bait. He had a subtle 16, taking a page out of Hov's book, taking a page out of Drake's book, subtly referencing, throwing little darts, nothing major. I'm not even going to say your name when I diss you. That's how Pusha came out. But then Jim really gave like a proper diss track response. He covered the bases. He was spitting. He was very direct. He checked all the boxes. Man, was it enough to warrant a response? Absolutely. And that's what's going to happen. Pusha is about to annihilate this fool. Pusha is about to go crazy on him. Let's be real. And you know what? The only way I see Pusha taking an L here is if he tries to big dog him and not give a response. He has no choice but to respond to this. This is not going to turn out well for Jim Jones. I'm sorry, not sorry. Lo siento, Spencer. This is not going to happen the way Jim wants. And I hope he's got a lot more where that came from. I hope it gets deeper. I hope he's got some personal info. I hope he can really get surgical, because what Pusha's about to do to this guy, ooh, he is a chess player. You cannot play Connect 4 with a chess player. This is not smart. He fell directly into Pusha's trap. My girl Lindsay in the building. She team Jim Jones. I don't know about this one, Lindsay. I'm a huge fan of both. I'm calling it down the middle. I had the pleasure of interviewing Jim Jones last year. Was one of the highlights of my career thus far. Shouts to my former employer for making that happen. With that being said, ooh, I don't know. Push a ton, Kilo King. Kilo is not fucking playing. This is gonna get spunky, bro. That was like, Jim has gotten significantly better. He's rapped a lot better in recent years than he ever has. Exactly, my boy Ghoul Boy with a great comment. He said, you rap from the spirit of repossession. The Push is so much more like choosy with his words, so much more articulate. I don't know. I think it's kind of slimy, bro. I think it's kind of slimy. It's not looking good right now for Jim Jones. That was a strong response, but I think that we're going to get a murderous diss track from Pusha T. And this is the kind of thing he does to constantly reinsert himself into the lexicon of current hip hop. What's really going on? You gotta love it. I'm rocking with Push. How about this? Put a 1 in the chat if you rocking with Push. Put a 2 in the chat if you rocking with Jimmy. Let's see what y'all think. I appreciate everybody in the chat. We gonna run it up. It's looking kind of slimy thus far. Now, let's talk about a couple other hip hop topics real quick. Man, prayers up for Keith Murray. Prayers up for Keith Murray. Are y'all familiar with Keith Murray? Keith Murray was an incredible rapper back in the 90s. He was a part of Def Squad, which was Eric Sermon's crew. Other members included Redman, Keith Murray, Jamal. Great clique, one of the best groups of the 90s. Not groups, but crews. He wound up even having a solid run after he got out of prison in the early to mid 2000s. He had a string of successful singles with Eric Sermon and produced by Rock Wilder and other people like that. And he was a great rapper. He had this like off the wall, chaotic style that leaned heavily on vocabulary and just overemphasizing his 25-cent words. But he did it over that smooth Eric Sermon production, and it coming from such like a hood perspective made it like really likable. The most beautifulest thing in this world is one of the greatest songs in hip hop history. Even his second album, I think it's called Enigma, great album as well. We've known for him to have a drug problem for many years, and I'm not saying that from a place of judgment. I'm not here to make fun of Keith Murray. A lot of people are cutting him down. Keith Murray is one of our legends. He's one of our forefathers in this culture, and we need to stand with him and try to get him some help somehow. Or you can't force, and this is coming from an addict in recovery myself, you can't force somebody to get clean that doesn't want to. You can't push somebody into it they have to want it for themselves. And I'm going to show y'all this recent clip, and I'm not going to do it to mock him or to talk down about him or to try to clown him, but try to bring awareness to the situation and try to get him some help. And I want to give my perspective as an addict in recovery, as a fellow addict who's had public spectacles involving my addiction. Now, a few years back, a company called MC Wars, who sets up on stage overbeat MC battles between legendary hip hop artists, had a battle set up between Keith Murray and Fredro Starr of Onyx. Now, prior to the battle, I made a prediction that Fredro was going to win based on the fact that although I prefer Keith Murray as an MC, I feel like Fredro has evolved a little bit, and the style that Keith was running with, although really effective back in the day, doesn't really hit the same now. It's like a lot of just rhyming big words, but he's not using the associative wordplay or type of punchlines that are cracking nowadays. They wound up battling, and Keith had like a whole spectacle on stage, started pushing the host, forgot his words several times, had to start over. And he said that he had taken some Benadryl because he had a flu. I don't know. It looks like PCP to me. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna show you guys this clip, and let's try to get let's say our prayers for Keith Murray, and do what we can to try to put positive energy for him and not keep perpetuating like the judgment. But let's take a look at what we got. And shouts to the YouTube channel Forgotten Kings TV. It's a dope channel for this footage, and which actually refers to Lord Jamar from Brand Nubian's reaction to it. I'm gonna give my reaction as well.
Cross, so I forget.
Okay.
Going on? Where all this shit on me? Since they ripping them.
Let's see what they're talking about. Yes, this is wild footage right here.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Yo, Keith.
Sad to see, man. I'm not making fun of this. I'm not laughing about it. I know a lot of people think this shit is funny. I don't think it's funny. You know, I get why it's funny, but and beyond it, like hitting close to home or not, I just don't find. I know the severity of addiction, and this is someone's life we're talking about, and someone was a huge influence on me and countless others, and we need to get this guy some help somehow, some way.
Yeah, that's the Keith Murray.
Oh, back up.
Yo, Keith.
Why are you filming this, bro? Like, you were lame for filming this shit. You know what I mean? Like, why is that supposed to be cool? Like, you think you get some kind of clout tokens for filming this? Like, come on, fool. You old enough to know who Keith Murray is? You old enough to know it's lame to be filming some shit like this? Now, yes, I am aware, someone in the chat brought up, he just did a performance last night. I know he performed with Redman and Eric last night, which is fire, and I'm glad, but this is not normal right here. That's no way that's a 40 in his hand. That's way too small to be a 40. It could be like just a can of beer, though. Like a 20 ounce.
Yeah. Yo, Keith. Yo, who would do it?
Is he over there in Long Island, I'm guessing? I know he's from out that way.
Now, moments ago,
I don't know, man. I don't know. Poor Keith. I've been worried about him for a while, but you know, he got mad at me when I told him that I didn't think that he would need to update his style if he wanted to be able to hang in the modern context of battle rap. But you know, I don't think he's operating in his right mind. Obviously, he's not. And the fact that he can still get on stage and rip the mic like he did at the BET situation is dope. But it's really, you know, we got to pray for him. Let's switch the narrative. Let's all send Keith Murray our love and prayers. Moment of silence. Prayers for the addict who still suffers. And let's send him our love and well wishes. And hopefully there's someone out there that can get him some help. I'm obviously available. I don't think he's going to come to me for help. I don't have an inflated sense of self-importance to believe that, but I hope somebody will be there for him that he trusts to help get him to a better place, because we as a culture need him, especially in the 50th anniversary of hip hop culture. With that being said, BET, let's go over some of these awards from last night before we get up out of here. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about all the topics in the comments afterwards. It was dope to see Chief Keef, after being banned for 10 years, getting a chance to perform Finito at the BET Awards. Would have been better if he did it in New York. I don't know how that would have turned out, but, you know, I'm riding through New York. Gonna go and shoot New Jersey up. I see a lot of talk about Suboxones in the chat. If you are trying to get off of heroin or hardcore opiates, I've seen it work. It winds up becoming a whole other addiction though, so be careful. You know, I'm not here to advocate or go against it, but I've seen it save a lot of lives. I've also know people that have been on it for many, many moons. Suboxone is buprenorphine is the technical name of it, and it's a medication, an opioid / opiate blocker that's used to get people off of opiates. We're going to be doing this on a weekly basis, at least, if not more frequently. I think that I see the reaction we're getting. If y'all are digging the hip hop content, this is really my wheelhouse. This is what we on. This is what we doing. Joe Reed, you can inbox me on Instagram if you want to talk further about the subs and what to do, and I could help point you in a direction to the best of my ability. And I'm definitely praying for you as well. It was dope to see Quavo and Offset rapping together for the first time in a fat minute. Go to the Lush World IG page, the official Lush World IG. It's at lushworld_show. Join the Discord. If there's any mods, they will drop the Discord link and y'all can run it up over there. We appreciate all of y'all. Appreciate y'all. We gonna run it up. You know, I don't like doing the other type of content. Sometimes I got to, because we're running a business here. We got to put numbers up. But if we get enough numbers doing this, that's all I'm trying to focus on. I don't care about anything else. For business inquiries, you could hit me on that Instagram, or you could email me at lushone@gtxbattles.com or lushonewest@gmail.com. lushonewest@gmail.com. Yep, got the alcoholic shirt. Shouts to my boy Catastrophe, you feel me? Big Rico, you feel me, in the building. With that being said, not here to talk about the little gossip like the Ice Spice thing or whatever. Who really cares ultimately? This real hip hop, we not really concerned with all that. Although Ice Spice, front, back, side to side, you know what it is, baby girl. And yeah, That's between them. We focusing on the real hip hop though. The performances are fire. Having Terror Squad there, Fat Joe and Remy doing the damn thing. Having Busta and you feel me, Flip Mode there, Rod Digga and all them. Having, you know, it's a beautiful thing. There are some dope performances. Love it. Want to see more of it. Let's look at let's go over some of the winners real quick. And then I gotta go swoop moms. Let's take a look at who won. Shouts to everybody that was in the building. I saw T-Rail and Smack representing Death Row in the Death Row versus Wu-Tang debate, and Math Opera representing Wu-Tang. That was fire to see a bunch of people I rock with. Collaboration of the year. Oh, shouts to Sharpers in the building too. They gave it to Drake, Future, and Thames for Waiting for You. Great record. Video of the year, SZA, Kill Bill. One of the most beautiful, talented women on the planet. Love SZA. Burna Boy from Africa got International Act of the Year. Huge fan. They gave Best New Artist to Coco Jones. Viewer's Choice, Break My Soul by Beyonce. I know it's a tech house record, but it's fire. I slap that on the regular. I got a great message. People forget that that house music is originally black music from the streets of Chicago. They forget that techno, after it was created in Germany, rose to prominence in Detroit, in the hood. And these are originally black genres of music. And she did a great job. She got that deep, you feel me, like larynx-driven, pipe-driven, typical house music vocal, and she killed it. Marseille Martin, Young Stars Award, Lifetime Achievement for Bus a Bus, 21 and Drake with Group of the Year, Male Hip Hop Artist Kendrick, Female Hip Hop Artist Lotto. You can't really Album of the Year, giving it to SZA, Renaissance Award going to Beyonce. You know, like, I think it was a rather lackluster year overall for hip hop. They're not really focusing on categories that I would focus on, like Lyricist of the Year, you know, Producer of the Year, things like that, that really, to me, have a lot more merit. But as far as BET goes, and for like a mainstream context, I think they did a solid job, and I'm not mad at all. With that being said, we appreciate all of y'all for tuning in, rocking with us. Let us know in the comments who you think is going to win. Am I right? Was Pusha T just baiting Jim into an ether experience? Or was Jim's personals getting the best of Pusha's subtle disses off rip? Was Jim performing in front of a bodega infested by rats and fentanyl a better look than Pusha debuting his song featuring his brother at Paris Fashion Week at the Louis Vuitton runway? What do you think? Let us know in the comments what y'all are thinking. Shouts to all the constituents of Lush World. We're going to be back every single day. We have a bunch of new videos dropping, a bunch of content coming. Crazy live. Should I announce what we got on the live stream on Friday, or keep that low so far? Keep it low?
Friday.
That's all right. I'm not going to say it yet. We got a really dope guest on Friday, though. We're going to run it up, baby. Lush World's going to be in the building. All the constituents. We got a dope week of content coming. As always, we'll be updating the schedule. Big Rick in the motherfucking house doing the damn thing. Ralph Sinatra in the cut. That's a scary sight. Yeah, I don't want to say who our guest is, so there could be no little, you feel me, ninja stars thrown to try to thwart or, you feel me, usurp what we got in motion already. With that being said, like, share, subscribe. This is a live, so it's harder for us to get in the algorithm with the live, unless it's people that consistently watch lives. So we're going to need you to do your part as constituents of Lush World to help us algorithmically. With that being said, we appreciate all y'all. Smash that, stomp on that, make love to that like button on the way out. And if you are going to make love to it, make sure you're using it with the assistance of royaltyhoneywusa.com. Discount code LUSA LUSHUNO, one word, all caps, but there's no cap. It'll make you light as a feather, stiff as a board, knocking it down like never before. For y'all ladies, it works for y'all too. It'll turn your pool into
An oasis.
an oasis. Big Rick voice. With that being said, Lush W and cocaine bot emojis in the chat as we sky up out of here. Shouts to all the dulce de leches, the butter pecan ricans, the chocolate deluxes, the caramel sundaes with the cherry on top, and our French vanillas. Shouts to all the hustlers, all the grinders, all the go-getters, everybody working the 9 to 5, whether you're grinding it out on the faculty or in the factory and everything in between. We running it up. Appreciate all the love, all the constituents of Lush World. And with that being said, join the Discord, and on the way out, we about this biatch, out this biatch. Ooh.